Can we as the church stop using adjectives such as weird and crazy and uncomfortable? The power of the Holy Spirit is not abnormal. It's not weird. It's supernatural. When the power of the Holy Spirit shows up, there will be a violation of physical laws of nature. I promise you. And trust me, when you start walking a naturally supernatural life, this will start to happen. They're right there. We have to quit living and trying to operate our own personal lives where we can fit our concept of what God is inside of that small box. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. When we unlock the power of the Holy Spirit, it will be a witness to unbelievers and believers alike. Smoke was the witness. You can't have smoke without fire. And where there's smoke, there's going to be a fire. And it talks about tongues. I'm going to say that just real quick because it's fire. And I know next week, I believe Tim's speaking about tongues. And we're 2 weeks. We come in and we say, hey, we go to a Spirit-filled church. Imagine a Spirit-filled church, and they're going to be talking about the Holy Spirit. I'm coming in, and imagine that. They're preaching a series on the Holy Spirit. And we come in and we say, because this has happened to me. If you want something crazy to happen in your church, if you want the Holy Spirit to show up and something to make you uncomfortable, invite a friend that has never been in that environment before. And you're like, Lord, I just want 4 songs. I want a clean sermon. I love you. I believe everything in here. I believe in the gifts and ministries of the Holy Spirit. But don't let anything crazy happen today in my section. You're laughing, but some of that's uncomfortable loud. Don't let there be a message in tongues this morning, because I believe in it. And I believe it's supernatural. But don't let it happen today, because I got a friend coming here and they don't have any capacity to understand what that is. It's happened to me. You bring a guest and Wayne gets up here and has a prophetic word for him. You're like, oh, Lord, that's great. You read their mail. It's amazing. But oh my gosh, I'm going to have to explain this afterwards. We got to get past that. When we're living a life of supernatural, natural, we've got to walk in and say, God, I want you to show up. I want your gifts. Because they are awesome. And I realize that when it happens, it's going to be good. And I realize that when it happens and when the Spirit shows up, there's nothing I can do. You can get up and you can preach all you want to. But if the Spirit of God does not show up, then that message goes nowhere. When we unlock the internal and external power of the Holy Spirit, there will be smoke. It can't help but impact the environment. We welcome that fire, and we've got to get past that. You can't call yourself Spirit-filled and simply walk around trying to hide the gifts and ministries of the Holy Spirit in your day-to-day life.